We are always talking Patriots here because they have a lot to look for. So what are they going to be keeping an eye on at the Combine? We know quarterbacks are at the top of the list. We will discuss that. Plus, what direction do they go even if they draft a quarterback? Plus, we're going to talk a little Red Sox and Celtics a little later. Do we really think the Red Sox are going to sign Jordan Montgomery? We got Marc the Beetle Bertrand, Tommy Giles, and Tom E. Curran. The gang's all here. Arbella Early Edition starts right now.
Arbella Early Edition with Trenni is presented by Arbella Insurance. Here for New England sports fans. Here for good.
The NFL Combine is this week in Indianapolis. The Patriots hold the number 3 pick in a draft loaded with top-tier quarterbacks, but at least 2 of them, consensus number 1 pick Caleb Williams and Heisman Trophy winner Jayden Daniels, will not be throwing this week, and Scott Zolak is not happy about that.
What are you afraid of? What's the top 2 guys afraid of? To this point, Jayden Daniels has been jumping over everyone. He could go and throw at this thing and become the bona fide number 1 pick coming out of the end of the week. Now you get Chicago thinking, oh, crap. You know, like, oh, crap, what do we do at 2? Caleb Williams might be there at 2. It changes the whole 3. Changes the whole top 3. This, I'm not happy they're not throwing. I'm not.
All right, I love you, Zoe, but Jayden Daniels and Drake May aren't the kinds of players who need to throw at the Combine if they don't want to. Hello and welcome to our Arbella Early Edition. I'm Trenni Casey. If you're a top 3 player, where are you moving? Caleb Williams is a massive favorite to go number 1 overall, and he's been the prohibitive favorite for a year plus. When is the last time someone who was that highly regarded dropped out of the top spot? I actually polled the newsroom on this. We couldn't think of a single name. Honestly, if someone is going to knock Williams from the top spot, it's not throwing in a controlled environment to unknown receivers. It's in the interview room. Because the one area where there are questions about Williams is his maturity and personality. There's a better chance of Williams talking to the Bears and the team leaving the room wondering if the kid can handle being the face of the franchise than Jayden Daniels or Drake May out throwing him at the Combine. Well, we all love to see Daniels and May whipping the football around in Indy. Sure, we may still see May, but they don't need to, and that is all that matters. All right, it is time for Fanatics Sportsbook Storylines. When you bet up to $1,000 or $100 with Fanatics Sportsbook, don't need to be a big baller like Tommy Curran over here. You get up to $100 in bonus bets every day for the first 10 days. Win or lose, that's a possible total of $1,000 back in bonus bets, and you can earn up to 5% fan cash back on your bets. Scan the QR code to get the app and claim your offer today. Well, maybe this is the reason that Williams isn't throwing. Take a look at the odds to be the first overall pick in April's draft. Caleb Williams now all the way up to minus 1,600. So for him, at least, certainly not much to gain this week. All right, welcome in. Trenni Casey here alongside our Patriots insider, Tom E. Curran from 98.5 The Sports Hub. We got Marc the Beetle Bertrand. You said, was I in the studio today when Zoe said that? Did you?
I think I was. Yeah, I think I was there.
How did you forget that?
I don't know. We say a lot. It's a 4-hour show. A lot to be said over those 4 hours.
Did you have an issue with it?
I don't have an issue with Zoe wanting guys to throw and wanting to see them at the Combine. And I do think with Caleb Williams, it would be nice to see him be put in an environment that is not totally on his terms, right? Sort of the unpredictability of being there on the field during the Combine versus a pro day where it's sort of within your control and your guys. So I get that, but I don't think it's going to change anything. You're not going to drop from being the number 1 pick because you didn't throw.
You might give somebody a chance to prove something when you're not throwing. And that's what Drake May can do. This is like a presidential race. It's a political race right now. Jayden Daniels has done everything he can since last August. I don't blame him in the least for sitting on it and staying where he is. He goes and throws, he can only actually damage his standing because you know what? Drake May has been anointed as the number 2 guy. Jayden Daniels has actually leapfrogged May in many ways. With Caleb Williams, you have a guy the teams have been looking at as the number 1 player for
Forever.
2 years. So as a result, we get now into the period where we start to look for blemishes and zits and warts. And the opportunity for Drake May to come out and say, I'm not afraid of anything. I get the best arm in this draft, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove everything to you people that I am a team player, and I'm the kind of guy who rises to a challenge because those are the chinks in the armor that can be exploited by a player like Drake May with Caleb Williams and say, you know what? Caleb, I guess, didn't want to throw. I love throwing. I love performing. I love competing. I'm not entitled. The other thing, that race to find out who lands where. Would you rather land in Chicago or Washington or New England? It matters to those three guys, I think.
I think what you're saying, though, is that the guys outside of 1 or 2 really don't have an option. And if Jayden Daniels had not leapfrogged Drake May might be in a position where he could say, I'm not throwing. I don't need to throw. And then Jayden Daniels would be throwing, trying to leapfrog him.
Jayden Daniels has already made his statement.
Right.
I believe Jayden Daniels has made his statement, and he's cool to sit on it. I'm either number 3 or I'm number 2. But Drake May can say, watch this. I can leapfrog Caleb Williams. I'll end up in Chicago. I don't mind going to Chicago. Seems like a nice place. See how he does in the interviews, because there's a lot of people who are going to be looking for warts.
Couldn't he also hurt himself the same way that Jayden Daniels did?
No way. Absolutely not. His arm is too good. He's going to shine too much especially when you throw his arm up against Penix and Nix and McCarthy. I think that Drake May, and then the same thing could exist. I didn't have a great day. Watch me at my pro day.
I do remember telling Zoe today that once he watches Drake May throw, he's going to fall in love with him and have him leapfrogging Jayden Daniels by the end of the week.
Yeah, because he's been down.
What's gonna happen.
He has been down on Drake May.
Yes.
How does this all affect the Patriots? Because I keep thinking everyone wants them to take Jayden Daniels. Well, what if Jayden Daniels leapfrogs Drake May, and now you're looking at the number 2, that he goes to the number 2 spot, and Washington needs a quarterback. Like, all of this has a huge effect, I think, on the Patriots and how they have to approach draft day.
It does, because if you fall in love with Jayden Daniels or Drake May and the other guy, you look at and say, you can't take him. You literally can't take the remainder. That's my feeling. If you want to take a quarterback at 3, it better be the quarterback, not a quarterback. If it's not the one you want, and Daniels and May can both fit the suit, but if neither does, you either take Marvin Harrison or you get the hell out of there and take your medicine as you should when you're a crap team.
I mean, it's a reminder that they are not in control of who will be there when they select at 3. 3's a great pick, but you are not in control even in a 3-quarterback draft. It's not going to be up to them who's going to be there at 3.
Are there any second-tier quarterbacks you're interested in?
I like Penix. I mean, I don't know that he's a sure bet, though. I mean, I think the 3 guys at the top of the draft are much better bets than the next 3. So I would much rather they be at 3, selecting a quarterback that they like, as opposed to going down and taking one of the guys later on.
Curran, what else are you keeping your eye on at the Combine?
Oh, boy, I'm keeping my eye on the wide receivers. First opportunity to see those guys really, and the second-tier wide receivers, the guys who emerged there. Your Terry McLaurin's, I remember watching Sterling Shepard and go, that guy would be perfect for the Patriots. Tyler Lockett, guys like that. That's what I'm interested in seeing. And also seeing some of these teams, and Elliot Wolf will speak tomorrow. Phil Perry's there. He's speaking tomorrow at 10, not Phil, but Elliot Wolf. Articulate what his plans are for the Patriots and how he speaks. Is he speaking in ambiguous terms, or does he have a defined set of
plan?
Thanks.
Plan.
Yeah,
that's
plan.
the word.
Who's in charge? Who makes the final call? What's changed from 2 months ago
and when
to
they say
now in that front office?
But if they say collaborative, I got no problem with that, because it ought to be. Do you have a problem when you hear the word collaborative?
I do if it's overused, right? There's going to be like a limit on how many times you can use that and
like
use
the
that
lady
to
does
describe.
protest too much.
But who can pee on their territory out of this group rightly? None of them deserve to. But the funny thing is Robert Kraft has stated publicly and privately, I want to see what these guys can do because I feel they've been stifled. Now let's see how they do. So somebody's got to grab the reins.